Mr. McBride, may I proceed, Honorable Chair? Can I just confirm that with you that you did tell us during our consultation with you was towards the end of last year, I think. Our consultation with you, the first consultation, I think it was towards the end of last year. But then, because we normally record our consultations with witnesses with their consent, and when it came to that issue, you told us, but then you asked us to switch off the machine. So it's not even in the transcribed notes of that meeting. We did I ever ask you for your CV? And that's why I asked whether you were still employed in the public service, because it indicates your underemployment history from 2019 to present. Project Manager, Department of Public Service and Administration. Now that, according to you, is not the up-to-date employment history. Is there anything else in that CV from pages 33 to 35 which you wish to update and which you are not precluded from doing by any legislation or anything? It's on page 33, or are your pages paginated, Mr. McBride?
Yes, sir.
33 to 35. Is there anything else in there that you wish to omit or to include, or is it just that one aspect which is not entirely accurate?
So, before being employed by the State Security Agency, I worked for public enterprises investigating corruption within state-owned entities. And to add that, as Honorable Matei spoke, I'm no longer a director in the service. I run special projects.
So, with you and Honorable Cameron referring to intelligence legislation, is the effect of all of that you are employed in the intelligence services?
That's correct, Chair.
So is when you say from 2019 to present, when did you stop being project manager in the Department of Public Service and Administration?
In 2020.
2020.
About March.
Okay.
About March, yeah.
So what is missing? Is this? Can we just get absolute clarity on this, or certainty?
Yeah.
Is the only thing missing from your CV your employment status from March 2020 to date?
No, from 2020 March until July 2020. That is the public enterprises.
Is that's when you were investigating
Yes.
SOEs?
Yes.
Okay. And then after that, is that in the intelligence?
That's when I went into the intelligence community,
okay.
Yes. Formally.
Okay. Can I request that we get an updated CV from you, please, if not by the conclusion of the evidence shortly after, for the record?
Indeed, no problem.
Is that the only omission from this CV?
Yes.
Now, I was going to come to this, not because of your CV, but I'm sure the honorable committee members would also have noticed that your CV and this statement is silent on the period between 2008, when you were last the executive head of the Ekurhuleni Metro Police, And then on 3rd March 2014, when he took office as the Executive Director and Accounting Officer of IPID, the Independent Police Investigative Directorate. Explain to us what that gap.
Yeah, so I was in private sector. I had my own company, but I would work as a resource person in the subcommittee of the NEC of the ANC dealing with public safety issues, and I would assist with policy formulation. It's during this period I was invited to apply for the executive director post of IPID.
So between 2008 2014, you were employed in the private sector.
That's correct.
Then you had also been released from. You served time in prison.
That's correct.
And you were released, and between 1992 and 1994, you were employed by the African National Congress as a coordinator at the ANC Peace Desk in Gauteng. You then subsequently, 94, 95, also became an MPL, member of the provincial Gauteng provincial legislature, and then subsequently,
sorry, Chair, just one issue. In 1995, I became a member of the National Assembly for a few months, and then I went into the civil service in the then DFA Turku.
Let's get the microphone closer to your mouth. The closer you get, the better.
Okay.
In June 95 until October 95, you were appointed as the head of the DIA committee, which was tasked with negotiating and coordinating the integration of the ANC overseas trained officials into the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Yes, that's correct.
And between 95 and 2003, you also held a number of positions within DIRCO, that's the Department of Effectively Foreign Affairs, and you became a director for the Southeast Asia office in Pretoria.
That's correct.
Then in 2003 to 2008, it's almost 5 years, you were appointed as the executive head of Kuruweni Metro Police.
That's correct.
Until 2008. Just as a matter of interest, during that period, did you come to know or encounter Julius Mkhwanazi?
Yes, whilst I was at Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department, Mr. Mkhwanazi, I think his rank was superintendent, and he dealt with public order policing. He was the head of the specialized services public order policing. It was a platoon size, about 32 people. And he was operationally deployed. So he would head it whenever there's a disturbance, then they would deal with it.
But that was within the Metro Police, fell under Metro Police.
That's correct, yes.
Doesn't have police powers under the SAPS Act.
No, the Metro Police is established due to the SAPS Act, is born out of the SAPS Act. So powers are then devolved to it by the national minister, and training standards are prescribed by the national commissioner.
All right. We'll ask Mr. Mkhwanazi a bit more about that. Then on the 3rd of March 2014, you took office as the Executive Director and Accounting Officer of IPID, the Independent Police Investigative Director. How did that come about? Was that a job that was advertised? Did you have to apply? What were the procedures that were followed?
Yes, there was an application. We applied. We had interviews. I don't remember the other interviewees. We were kept in separate rooms. I think on the panel was Minister Mtetwa and Minister Kuele. And I think there was an official from State Security. Sonto Kujo, and someone from HR of the police department, SAPS department, yeah.
In this parliament shortly before he left, you said that you served shortly here in the National Assembly, am I right?
That's correct, yes.
So hence, Chair, the issue of a CV, we have to go back to it. Because on the CV, there's nothing like that. It only the one which I know that you served in the provincial government in Gauteng. But the issue of the National Assembly, on this CV, there's nothing. Unless, Chair, you say that we will perhaps after lunch, go back to this issue of the CV, because I can tell you now, Chair, we are having something which it's completely wrong before us. Hence, I'm saying other people don't. I mean, us as sitting here, I know that Mr. McBride served between 1994, after the democratic elections in this country. He was in the Gauteng legislature. It's here. Even if he served for a day here in the National Assembly, but he was supposed to be here. But it's your decision, Chair. But I was just raising that perhaps this CV has to be rectified, because otherwise we're going to mislead ourselves here. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Shonga.
Thank you, Chair. Sawubona, Chair, and my members. Mr. McBride, just clear, how are you, sir? Just clear it here. I don't know whether while I'm still contemplating with accepting the CV or not. You say you were a member of parliament. Which party were you in at that time? And did you resign before you got employed in this government?
I was a member of the ANC.
Still a member of ANC.
I'm a member of the ANC, yes.
Thank you very much. May the record keep that, Chair. That ANC members are working or worked in the head of State Department.
The part that you were here in the National Assembly, does it reflect on your CV, or is Honorable Skosana correct that part is missing in your CV?
No, it's correct that it's not reflected on my CV. And I was there for a very short while, for 5 months or so, before I was tasked to deal with the integration. So perhaps I should have included a short period, yes. I was sworn in.
You have been here in Parliament.
Yes, sir.
The National Assembly.
That's correct.
That part must be in your CV.
Okay, sir.
Especially that it is not a part that falls outside the period that you say had to be outdated. I mean, it had to be updated. It falls within the period which by now was supposed to be reflecting in your CV. Yeah. So I'm going to say that, like I said, honorable members, let's have focus. We are going to allow the advocate to continue with the proceedings because we want to deal with evidence that you must present here.